worked at Solitude in Brighton and Salt Lake City when I was faculty at University of Utah.
How was that?
Similar, but the parents were the worst problem when the kids got hurt. Managing the parents was very tough for me.
What was tough about it?
Because they wanted the kid completely out of pain. Not give enough morphine, so the kid's practically sedated, and they wanted more morphine and more morphine because the kid would flinch, and they'd say, "Oh, he's in terrible pain." So, didn't want to overdose the kid because there's no life support around there. So, anyway, we had a few examples of those injured kids with helicopter parents that didn't leave the side.
So one of the stories in my book, A Good Anatomy of a Good Doctor, is a guy in an ER who a kid came in comatose. And the parents wanted an MRI, I think. And I got tossed off my horse when I was a kid, and they found me in the streets comatose. I was comatose for about a day. And that was the days of burr holes. Dad said burr holes, Mom said no. Unfortunately, I woke up just in time, so no burr holes. I just wanted to go ride again. But this kid came in comatose, and the parents, the mom kept saying, you know, we want an MRI, we want an MRI. And the doctor said, I'm not getting it. There's no indications of it, right? And I don't remember the exact detail, but there were no indications of it. So the mom called in the husband, and the husband said, I'm a lawyer, and I'm on the board of this hospital, and I know the CEO. And if you don't get an MRI, I'll see that you don't have a job here. And the doctor, to his credit, said, you know, I could get that test. It'd make my job a whole lot easier. You'd be happy. The owner of the head of the hospital, the CEO, will be happy because he makes more money. And he went through several, and then he said, there's only one person that doesn't benefit from this, and that's your daughter. He stood up. He stood up. Spoke truth to power. That's a good doctor. So back to your story, when things, you know, it's tough to say, you know, you don't need this when people have read everything in the newspaper and feel they want stuff. Have you guys ever had to do that? Like as much like antibiotics for a cold?
Yeah, that's, customer's not always right.
But in that instance, just to play devil's advocate.
Sure.
In that instance, was that a sword worth dying on for that doctor? Is there risk? If there was risk to the daughter to get the MRI, then obviously
there was some kind of risk that to the daughter, and I don't remember the details because I've heard this through, do you know the Lown Institute? Yeah.
But you see my point, if
Yeah.
there's not risk, that's really not a sword worth dying on.
Well, except there's an expense thing, right? I mean, there's a complicated moving parts in this.
Just about anything has risk associated with any kind of intervention you put someone through. I mean, yeah, it's minor. Just drawing blood is very minor.
Well, one risk would be finding a false positive. Something on the head, on the MRI. That's why we don't do MRIs on everybody, right? Because you find things you're not looking for, which turn out to be falsely positive. And then it precipitates further procedures to identify what the mass is in the brain or something.
No, so 30 minutes in an MRI and they're comatose. No one's, you know,
This is
30
good.
minutes of an MRI and comatose, and that alone is a dangerous situation to be in. You know, you need someone down there monitoring you. What happens if you suddenly start to desaturate? I agree. I think there's a big risk of just putting someone down there for that period of time.
And I appreciate you bringing that up. That's exactly the point. You want somebody in the group to say, hey, wait a minute, I don't agree with you. And then you want to listen to the person, right? And acknowledge you don't have to do what that person wants, right? But the important part is to listen.